Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. I was going through my freezer today and I found some imitation crab delights. And I thought, I've been thinking for a long time, I wonder how they would go in enchiladas. So, I've made shrimp enchiladas, crab enchiladas, all sorts. Cheese, chicken, but I've never made them with the imitation crab meat. So I thought I'd try that today, and we'll see how it turns out. So here's how I'm going to make them. As usual, the ingredients will be right down below here, so you can don't have to worry about it right now. And then the subscribe and like button is over here. So if you like these videos, I'd appreciate it if you'd click on the like button and subscribe if you would. Now, one thing about this video today is this. I decided that you don't have to go through a lot of mess and trouble to make really good food. You can use ready-made ingredients, canned stuff. In this case, the lump crab meat, it's the imitation stuff. And so it's inexpensive. So you don't have to go to a lot of fuss or a lot of cost to make things work out pretty well. So I think this is going to be good. So here, let me show you what the ingredients are. I have the crab meat over here. And it's a little chunky, so I'm going to break this up just a little bit before I start to mix it up. Anyway, then I have some Philadelphia cream cheese, cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack cheese, sour cream, cumin, lemon juice, green chilies, California chilies, roasted and diced, diced onion, salt and pepper, and Mexican oregano. That's what's going to go in here. Now we're going to make the white sauce. In here I've melted about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of butter, and now I'm going to add some flour, 3 tablespoons of flour. We're making a roux, so you add about equal amounts of fat and flour, and then stir it up, whisk it up, and cook it for about 1 minute so you get rid of the flour taste. So you stir this constantly. Don't let this sit. Stir it constantly and you'll get all the lumps out of it, and it'll be really nice and smooth. Now we're going to add a cup of milk. I like to add it somewhat slowly. And then you just whisk out the lumps, if any. There we go. Now we'll let this go for a couple of minutes or so and it'll thicken up. So when it gets nice and thick, then I'll get back to you with the rest of the stuff. Okay, now it's gotten nice and thick. So I'm going to add the chicken stock and sour cream. I'm going to let that cook down a little bit, and then I'm going to add cumin, salt, pepper, and diced chilies. And then it'll be done. Okay, here's the salt, pepper, and cumin, and the diced chilies. And that is our white sauce. So I'll continue to cook this for just another minute or so, let all these flavors marry a little bit, and then I'll turn it off and set it aside, and then we'll start making the enchiladas. Okay, now I'll show you how I make the enchiladas. First of all, you warm the tortillas. I don't know how you guys like to do it, but this is one of my favorite ways because it's real easy. You just put a stack of tortillas inside this little device, which you can get on the internet. Just look for a tortilla warmer, and out they come, nice and hot. 45 seconds in the microwave, and it's ready to go. Okay, so now I want to put a little sauce in the bottom of this dish, just to cover it. Okay, there we go. Nicely covered. Okay. Don't need that anymore for right now. So, we'll take a tortilla and we'll dip it in the sauce. And then we'll put some of the filling in there. About like a 4 or 5 inch cigar would be a good description. So we'll put that across the middle and then roll it up nice and tight, and then put it seam side down in the pan. So if you do this on a plate, it'll kind of cut down on the mess a little bit. So here's another one. I'll show you this, and then I'll show you, then I'll go away and make the rest of them and then show you when they're all finished. About like that. And then you roll it up nice and tight, seam side down in the dish, just like that. Well, there's the enchiladas made. I got 25 enchiladas out of that sauce. I still have a little of the filling left over, so it's about that much filling left over. So I could probably do another 4 or 5 enchiladas, but I'm just going to go with this, and I'll put this in the freezer. I'll put the spare in the freezer, and we'll go from there. So one note, I'm having to make a second batch of sauce because that sauce that I made only went for coating the enchiladas, and what we need to do is make another batch so we can pour over it so they're nice and moist and really tasty. So I'm making another batch, and then I'll pour that over and I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, there are the enchiladas ready to go. So now I'm going to pour sauce over them. Make sure you get the ends so that they don't dry out. There we go. That ought to be nice. Yeah, I think 2 batches of sauce is about right. Got a little light on the sauce, but it's okay. Cover all this. Get these ends all nicely covered up. That'll do it. Okay, now we'll spread the remaining cheese over them. Get them nice and cheesy. Sorry about that. Okay, that's the cheddar cheese. Looks like it's fairly evenly spaced. And this is the Monterey Jack. And then we're going to cover these and bake them in a 325 oven for about 25 or 30 minutes. Let me check the recipe just to make sure, but I think that's right. 25, 30 minutes, and then you uncover them and cook them another 10 or 15. So we'll let that go. And then they'll be ready to serve. So I'll get those covered and we'll stick them in the oven. And I'll bring you back when they're coming out. Okay, the enchiladas are now out of the oven and the Spanish rice is ready to go, so I'll plate them up and show you what it looks like. So there you are, crab enchiladas, and we'll have to check them out and I'll let you know how they turned out. Well, I was quite impressed with this recipe. The enchiladas were quite good, very, very good, and definitely had the good crab flavor. And the white sauce I really liked. So I encourage you to give this recipe a try. Pretty inexpensive, a lot cheaper than using fresh crab. What's that now? Going for $6 to $12 a pound, and that's in the shell. I'd hate to think what lump crab meat costs. But anyway, this was quite good, and just another way to make things a little bit easier for you, a little faster. I know we're all busy and everything, so this recipe was, we all decided it's a keeper. So we're going to hang on to it. So thanks again for watching this episode of My Idaho Cabin. Remember, the recipe will be right down here, and the subscribe and like button is right over here. So hope you enjoyed the recipe, and we'll give it a try. So until next time, this is Rick and Smokey at My Idaho Cabin.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time with me.